I'm against everything he said. So,
behind those words?
well, there's a lot of operational details that can't be discussed publicly, obviously, for obvious reasons. So, as we move forward, we'll describe our process, which is a threefold process in Venezuela. I've described it to them now. Step one is the stabilization of the country. We don't want it descending into chaos. Part of that stabilization, and the reason why we understand and believe that we have the strongest leverage possible, is our quarantine. As you've seen today, 2 more ships were seized. We are in the midst right now, and in fact about to execute on a deal to take all the oil. They have oil that is stuck in Venezuela. They can't move it because of our quarantine and because it's sanctioned. We are going to take between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting. That money will then be handled in such a way that we will control how it is dispersed in a way that benefits the Venezuelan people, not corruption, not the regime. So we have a lot of leverage to move on the stabilization front. The second phase will be a phase that we call recovery, and that is ensuring that American, Western, and other companies have access to the Venezuelan market in a way that's fair. Also, at the same time, begin to create the process of reconciliation nationally within Venezuela so that the opposition forces can be amnestied and released and from prisons or brought back to the country and begin to rebuild civil society. And then the third phase, of course, will be one of transition. Some of this will overlap. I've described this to them in great detail. We'll have more detail in the days to follow. But we feel like we're moving forward here in a very positive way.
So how long will this take, Secretary?
Some senators who were in that briefing describing your operation variously as that you're winning it, but there's no plan for Venezuela going forward.
Yeah, they're going to say that. I used to be a senator too. That's what you always say when it's the other party. The bottom line is we've gone into great detail with them about the planning. We've described it to them. In fact, it's not just winging it. It's not just saying or speculating it's going to happen. It's already happening. Like the oil arrangement that we've made with PDVSA on their sanctioned oil that they can't move. Understand, they are not generating any revenue from their oil right now. They can't move it unless we allow it to move because we have sanctions, because we're enforcing those sanctions. This is tremendous leverage. We are exercising it in a positive way. The president described it last night. Secretary.
American people, this is Ronnie G again. American people, you heard our Secretary of State say out of his own mouth what the president wants. We don't put sanctions on Venezuela, and we now allowing them to move any oil. So either you cooperate or you starve to death. America, what happened? What happened to democracy? What happened to freedom? What happened to every country being sovereign? You think Putin is going to leave Ukraine now? You think China is not going to go in and take Taiwan now? You evil. The American people that's claiming they Christians, that claiming this is a God country, ain't nothing but liars. They ain't nothing but liars and they're hypocrites. That's all the Republic and the MAGA want is oil and rare earth minerals. They're going to go in and take them people's stuff. Well, by the way, black and brown people, they didn't go into Russia when they attacked Ukraine. They didn't go into white countries. They didn't go into South Africa when there was oppressing the black people. See, America, they destroying electric companies. GM just had to lay off over a whole shift, 1,100 people with EV. See, Donald Trump, he's only supporting the oil company. Donald Trump is only supporting Big Pharma. They killing solar power and wind power and electric cars. They killing them because the big social media like Facebook and YouTube them and Google, they're building their own power plant. They're building their own nuclear power plants. See, when they get their plant built, they ain't gonna be buying power no more. That's what Donald Trump is giving them the power to do. He's giving them the power that they don't care nothing about electric no more. They don't care nothing about solar no more. They don't care nothing about wind no more. Because solar, wind, and electric, they can't power AI. It's not enough power that they can supply AI, because AI is always hungry. AI and robots is going to destroy this whole country. Because everything, uranium and everything they need, just think about all these different social media sites, Facebook, X, YouTube, they're going to have their own nuclear power plants. And they got to be fed. So people going to have to go and dig up rare earth, dig up uranium. People going to be getting cancer and all that kind of stuff. But these rich and arrogant, prejudiced white people, they don't care nothing about everyday people. They could care less if you die. Look at Putin in Russia. For over 3 years, over 1 million people has been killed. Just so they can try to take somebody else's land. And all those lying-ass 77 million Americans that voted for Trump and still voted for Trump, they believe the same thing he do. Don't let nobody fool you. This has been going on with these prejudiced white people and capitalism since the 13th, the 14th, and the 1500s. These people are not going to change. They have no plans to change. But we got to be ready for them. We just can't sit back and thinking that God is going to come and rescue us. God knows everything that's happening before it happened. That's why God told Joshua when Moses died, be strong and be of good courage. And then God told Joshua to go into Jericho and to destroy it. Then God told him to go into Ai. Look at all the nations that Moses destroyed that got in God's way on the way to the promised land. There ain't nowhere in the Bible that God told you to sit back and let evil take you over. I'll tell you what God did tell you. Be ye always ready. We need to be ready. We need to be prepared, because these prejudiced white people, they've been doing it for over 500 years. They are not going to stop. They're raising their kids, their great-grandkids, their great-great-grandchildren. They're raising them up the same way they are. No good and hateful. They ain't never going to stop. It's time for us to stand up for truth. Stand up for justice. Stand up for righteousness. Stand up for love. Stand up for peace. Stand up for joy. Just don't sit there and let somebody take away your peace. And let somebody take away your joy. The Bible never tell you to do that. Black and brown people, you are 90% of the world's population. There is no way that somebody should be, other than black and brown people, to come in and destroy you. And to take your land. And to take your possession. And to take your oil. And to take over your country. I don't care who it is. If you are against God, you're against us. The believers in Christ. You can't trust these prejudiced white folks. 1300s, 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, 20. And these prejudiced people is doing the same thing. They are all white people ain't bad. Let me get that straight. All white people ain't bad. There's some good people. It's these prejudiced Vikings that believe if they take people's stuff that they're gonna go to Valhalla. That's where their God is. You can't lie to me. I ain't gonna stand for it. I ain't gonna hear those lies. If you a liar and you no good, I'm gonna say you no good. MAGA Republicans are no good. They took money from the Board of Education. That's taking away free lunches to help poor kids. After school program to help tutor slow kids. They took money from Medicaid that helps support elderly people that go to the nursing home when they can't afford it. They had shut down the government and cut off food stamps. They go into other countries just to bring out two people and to take over their country and to take their oil and to take their rare earth properties. Ain't no telling how many people that they killed. Just so they can take care. Don't you tell me you know God. Don't you tell me that the United States is a God country. You are a liar. You just a flat out liar. I wouldn't even be saying that if Jesus didn't bag me up. Jesus bagging me up on this. Where did I lie at? Did they not cut SNAP? Did they not cut Medicaid? Did they not cut free lunches in the Board of Education? Did they not cut subsidies for wind power and solar power and EVs? Now the EV company and General Motors is almost going broke because Donald Trump said he's going to cut all the subsidies and everything to EV and to wind and to solar just so he can push that oil. Do you remember back in the 70s? I remember we went through Texas from Utah, Alabama to California in July of 1973. When we went to California, the sky was just orange. We couldn't even see the sun because of all the steel factories and all the coal plants. The sky was so polluted, you couldn't even never see no stars. All them coal plants, and all you saw was plumes of smoke that's going up in the air, giving people lung cancer, giving people emphysema. And now we got a clean way with wind and electric and hydrogen. We got all those clean mechanisms. But these prejudiced white people they you know what they do? They put the poor people in the neighborhood where all those big old power transmitters are. You know, you pass by them electric plant, and all you see is them big old transformers and everything there. And you see right around there, that's where all the poor people are. All the black and the brown and the poor people is living around the power lines and getting cancer and emphysema. But all the rich people is living where there ain't no power line, living up on the hill. And looking down on us like we just like animals. We ain't worth nothing. These president people don't care nothing about life. They don't care nothing about no God. All they care about is lust. The lust for power, the lust for money, the lust for position. That's all they care about. They are no good. It's time for us to come together. Thank you.